cover the topic of brake inspections. And to do that, we're going to begin by tapping Open Vehicle with our finger. We're going to tap on Inspection to switch over to the inspection report and under Vehicle. In this case, we want to look at front brakes, and you can see to the left of front brake lining thickness, you can see that there's an asterisk next to it. That lets the technician know that this is a required topic and input is required, measurements, etc. To see what type of measurements are available, we're going to tap our finger and tap on No Issues, and we're going to open it up. You can see here it's laid out that we can scroll from top to bottom, and these are all the brake pad thicknesses that are the same size as the blades on our measuring tool. You can see they're both in metric and standard, and they're both on left and right. As you're measuring them, as you walk around the vehicle, what you want to do is tap the thickness of the thinnest brake pad on each side. So on the left we have 4, on the right we have 6. Also contained in the same list, if you scroll further down, you can see on vehicles that still use brake shoes, the thicknesses there are on there for left and right also. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's also some other conditions that may affect whether you're going to do brakes on the car or not. So there could be heat crack, grease on the linings, broken, and so on. So in this case, we'll go ahead and say they're heat cracked, which basically would say they need to be replaced regardless of how thick they are. And these other two on the bottom here that say note, you'll find these throughout our inspection reports. And what these are is for the technician or service advisor to tap with their finger to include a instructional or a informational video to the customer. So we're going to tap on that also. When you're finished making your choices, you can see these are on-off toggle buttons. If I tap it again, it goes off. Again, it goes on. When you're finished, just tap off to the left or right, anywhere off the box, and that disappears. According to the thicknesses here, it's also went ahead and changed the status of it. So in this case, it said requires future attention based on the thickness, but we actually want to go ahead and tab on that this is actually a safety issue, so we want to do something about it now versus just sometime later because of the thickness. Moving to the right, when we tap on this with our finger, it opens a box that basically we've already know the topic, we know what our observation is, and now what do we want to do about it? In this case, we want to replace the brake pads on the front. We want to resurface the rotors. In this case, we can do them on the vehicle. So we've tapped them. You might scroll down and look and see if there's anything else on the list that we want to recommend an action of at this time, which we don't, and then tap off of the list. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we have other notes in here describing the operation we want to do. So here we've included the thickness of the brake rotors, the discard thickness, and we've also included a recommended time by the technician for the job. And then when we're done, we just press OK. Any pictures related to this topic, if you tap on the little camera icon with your finger, it'll open the camera up. And suggestion photos might be maybe the cracks in the brake pads, the blade of the tool to measure it next to the brake pad, maybe comparing the thickness of a new brake pad to the one on the vehicle. Any of these things help explain to the customer just exactly what we want to do and why. As soon as the technician taps submit on his tablet, it's going to send a message here to the service advisor saying that this is work that's ready for an estimate. Tap on the message. It'll automatically go to the results page. And you can see on the result page, here's the work order. And then as you move down, you can see the results of our brake inspection. So all the notes that we tapped are here. The notes we put in, everything is here for us. We can see the labor operations to enter into our management system for both the brake pads and the rotor resurfacing. If we hover over here, we can see that there's a note here saying what the video is all about. And if we went in and clicked here, we could actually play the video that's going to send to the customer. Any pictures that we had taken would show up in this area here. So let's see if we can look and see what a email to a customer would look like. So I've tapped here to go ahead and include the inspection results and also the results from the actual repair order. And let's create view. So here you can see that it's wrapped everything up into a nice looking file to go directly to customer. The first part that we see here, starting from the top down, is going to be the repair order, along with all the labor operations. We'll keep scrolling down. And now we'll get into the actual inspection. So you can see here, here's our brake lining thickness, left and right. We can see that they're heat cracked. Well, there's a note here that's saying the brake service video is available. And they can click right here in this area to watch the video.
Have you ever wanted to know more about your auto repairs but were afraid to ask your mechanic? This brief video provides you with information designed to help you make the right decisions about your auto repairs.
Brake pads are a key component in your vehicle's braking system. As the brakes are applied, their contact with the brake rotor.
So we'll just stop that now. But you can see this is a well thought out, well-rounded way to get information from the technician through the service advisor and to the customer. We're going to turn off this message now. We'll send a note back to the technician that the message was received and press close. We change the status here now to waiting for estimate, and we're good to go.